What's good, people? It's your boy Lowry.
True hippie.
What's good, people? I was muted. Let me do that intro again. What's good, people? It's your boy Lowry, and welcome to the Everything Lowery Show, the show where I go through all of the entertainment news of the week. I'm your host for tonight. I'm your boy Lowry. Thank you for letting me know that the sound was off. Apologies for that, and apologies for starting a little bit late. I actually just came from a screening. It's going to be, it's a film that I can review, but I'm going to wait till closer to release week, because this film, I need some more time to write down what I want to talk about, but it's one of my favorite films of the year so far. Let me just start with that. But how is everyone doing tonight, man? It's been another big week of news. Yeah, you guys can hear me loud and clear. Perfect. All right, man. Well, look, for tonight, we're going to be talking about some Marvel news. So we're going to be talking about Hawkeye Season 2 and where that is. We've also got the return of Jimmy Kimmel. He has returned back to his late night TV show. So we're going to get stuck into that. The new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu dropped as well. So again, as I always say, I can't go through trailers because of copyright, but I can explain what this is going to be. And then we're going to talk about some industry controversy surrounding the Israeli film boycott that has been going around for quite a few months now. And then we're going to end the show from the news side of things with Emma Watson, who starred as Hermione in the Harry Potter movies. And she's actually spoken out about J.K. Rowling, and we haven't heard this for a very long time. We've only seen her stuff from online on tweets and stuff. And then ending the show, I'm going to be ending the show with 3 reviews. One for the Alien TV series. Slow Horses Season 5 is out. And then the big film of the week, one battle after another. So without further ado, man, let's get stuck in to Hawkeye Season 2. Now, Hawkeye, I mean, if you don't know, he's a Marvel character, and most famous. I mean, Jeremy Renner played Hawkeye. He's been in the Avengers movies. He's basically the guy that's really good with shooting arrows, and I would say like he's kind of like a sleeper fan favorite. Like when people see his face, they know who he is. They know him as Hawkeye. He did have a good role in Endgame. So like his character, I think we first saw him in one of the Thor movies, and then he was in and out, and then Avengers 1, he had quite a pivotal role in that film. And then he kind of went on the back burner a bit. And then, towards the end of the last segment of the Marvel show, films, he had a good role. He became like the Ronin and whatnot. And fans of Hawkeye wanted to know, a bit more with what happened with his character during Infinity War and Endgame. So they decided to make a Hawkeye TV show. This was like the Disney Plus. So this came out in 2021, and it was basically to further the story of Hawkeye. And I actually liked it. It was season 1, so it came out in 2021. We had Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, who is the apprentice to Hawkeye. We had Florence Pugh. I think this was like this was the second time we saw Florence Pugh's character, Yelena Belova, in there, and now she's one of the biggest characters at the moment in the MCU. So this series had quite a few things going for it. We had Vincent D'Onofrio returning as Kingpin, one of my favorite actors, and I think his performance with the character Kingpin is one of the best in the Marvel. If you haven't watched the Netflix Marvel series, definitely go and check that. Sorry, the Netflix Daredevil series, not the Netflix Marvel series. The Netflix Daredevil TV series, one of the best. And yeah, his performance as Kingpin is quality. So yeah, this series had a lot going for it, but it kind of just like fizzled out. Like after season 1, not much was heard about it. I think there were plots in season 1 where you could see where season 2 could go, but you know, there were unclear news where this show was maybe used to start the Young Avengers, and Jeremy Renner's pull wasn't quite there. On top of that, there's not much you can do with Hawkeye because of where the multiverse saga was going, so that's probably why we haven't seen much of his character. And in between that, in 2023, he had a serious injury. He got run over by a snowplow on a skiing trip, and he broke like 38 bones. Had crazy, like he was on the lifeline there, and so yeah, he's thankfully he's made it back. He's getting back to fitness, and he recently did he had an appearance at Florida SuperCon, and he basically reflected on the character of Hawkeye, the TV series of Hawkeye, and he's down to do a season 2. But he claims that Marvel, well, he says Disney's accountants kind of lowballed him and offered him half the salary that he got for season 1 if he were to return to do a season 2. And he kind of makes a joke in this on the article with Deadline from the interview, saying that why do you think I'm only half Jeremy because I got run over? Which is quite brutal, actually, considering he's a known character, he's a known actor, people know the character. I feel he's done really well with the character of Hawkeye, and you know, kind of at his lowest point, Disney have come out and said, "Yo, we're only paying you half if we're gonna do a season 2." And yeah, like, you know, he says he loves the character, he loves Marvel, but you know, he can't come back for half the money. You know, that's just insulting. Like, how are you gonna come do the same job but for less money? That makes no sense. So yeah, he turned that down, obviously, as anyone would, but they're still in the background talking about a possible season 2. Earlier this year, there were news of a Kate Bishop series of happening, so maybe that could replace Hawkeye. I don't know, but yeah, I just thought I'd bring this to you guys. I know I've got some Marvel fans that follow me, and like I said, if you haven't watched Hawkeye, it's a really easy watch. It's set around Christmas time. It kind of has that Die Hard feel to it, which is kind of nice. Nothing too strenuous to watch. It's in and out. I think about six episodes, and I think the ending, they do really well with the ending. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think they should? Well, firstly, you know, are Marvel undervaluing Jeremy Renner, or unfortunately just the way life has gone and the Marvel's gone and characters are gone and the pool that he has now, is he now only worth half of his pay from season 1? Is he right to fight about a paycheck? I feel he is. You know, you can't come and do the same thing for half the price. That makes no sense at all. Should Marvel bring back Hawkeye? If you're a Marvel fan, let me know. Should they bring back Hawkeye, given how much the character has given to the whole Avengers? Maybe they can bring him back and then Secret Wars recast, or Kate Bishop can take over. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think Jeremy Renner should come back for Hawkeye season 2? Would you like to see a season 2? And let me know if you've watched season 1. And yeah, we'll move on to the next subject, and it's a big one. I've had a few people during the week DM me saying, "Am I going to talk about this?" And of course, this is the Everything Lowery Show. Of course, I'm going to talk about this. And Yeah, man, let's just get stuck straight into it. And we're bringing back Jimmy Kimmel, man. Last week, the news dropped when my show dropped, actually, earlier that day. So I was kind of lucky that I was fresh hot, only a couple of hours from America, talking about the situation. But yeah, last week, Jimmy Kimmel was pulled off the airwaves due to his comments tied to Charlie Kirk. And the more digging you did, and the clips that were circulating on the internet, he didn't really say anything about Charlie Kirk, to be honest. It was more about Trump and what Trump represents, and it seems that got him in trouble. And the higher ups made the call, and he was pulled off. Now, since then, there was a whole whirlwind online. It was insane. You had people absolutely confused as to why Jimmy was pulled off. Then you had big actors, like big actors, some actors that are currently in Marvel Productions, because ABC is owned by Disney, and they were on their Instagram saying, yo, cancel your Disney Plus subscriptions, blah blah blah, cancel all of that. And yeah, it was just a big push, as in to say, like, this is unfair. Like, how can you do this? He didn't do it. And to be honest, he didn't really do anything. And there was back and forths, and yeah, yesterday. So today's Thursday. So yesterday, Wednesday, Jimmy Kimmel made his return back to late night TV, and he had almost 6.3 million live viewers, and nearly 80 million YouTube views in under 24 hours with his monologue. I probably think that is the most Jimmy Kimmel has had in a long time. And it's strange because with Jimmy Kimmel, it's like people either they like him or they don't like him. He's kind of a strange late night host. So when this news came out, it was more so, from what I was hearing, it wasn't about him per se. It was more so what that move represented to the whole world, and what the powers in the world can do if they don't like what you say or do or anything. So I'm actually happy that there was a lot of people pushing back to that, because that should not happen. You should not get fired he didn't do anything bad. So yeah, so he came back, and I've got some clips from his show, so we're going to get into that quickly. So here's his monologue, I think, was like 17 minutes. So it was a long, so I'm not going to play the whole 17 minutes, but this was a clip actually, which was really touching actually, from his show. So let me just put myself on mute.
What I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear, because it's important to me as a human, and that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't...
Now, if you can see the comments underneath, I mean, this is on a hater Twitter page, but a lot of people, well, not a lot, well, the internet seems to think that he's faking it. Let me know in the comments if you think he's faking it with the tears.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever. And also, selfishly, I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats against my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject.
So that was just one of the clips from his show yesterday. And what's crazy as well is that he's still not being shown. So how it works in America, similar to like here in the UK, is that the news stations are owned by different entities. So Nexstar and Sinclair are two of the biggest owners in America that own parts of ABC. Well, they own the airwaves in different regions of America, and they are still not showing his late night show in certain regions. So he's not all over America again, but Disney have reinstated him back onto the show because of what I was mentioning of the boycott that Disney were getting. It was rumored that Disney overnight lost about $4 billion in their share price because of this news. So, you know, Disney were back on that phone. Yo, Mr. Kimmel. Long time no speak. You know, like as soon as you affect the money, you make change, and this is what we've seen. But yeah, like I said, Nexstar and Sinclair are still not showing Jimmy Kimmel's late night show. And then he also had this to say, which he was kind of back on form with this. So we're going to get into this.
Special friend, moments after we taped our show last night, the Mad Red Hatter wrote, "I can't believe ABC Fake News gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back." You can't believe they gave me my job back. I can't believe we gave you your job back.
Yo, he's going toe to toe with Mr. Trump, man. He's got that backing from Disney.
And there's more. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. No, they weren't. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. That I can't argue with. Shut the up. The freedom of speech is only for me. Do not interrupt the president. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? Who puts the network in jeopardy? You hear that? There's the threat again. This time straight from FCC Biscuit's mouth. He goes, he says, "I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Only Donald Trump would try to prove."
Yo, he's talking wicked, you know. He's talking
he wasn't
wicked.
Threatening ABC by threatening ABC. And you almost have to feel sorry for the people who work for him, who try to clean up the messes. They've been bending over backwards to say, "Oh, he never threatened." J.D. Vance today made the claim that what the FCC chairman said was a joke. Which I don't know,
he's
maybe
definitely
that was a joke.
brave.
I don't know. They go to all these lengths to say, "Oh, it wasn't coercion. The president was just musing." And then the second Trump is alone, he sits on the toilet, he gets his grubby little thumbs on his phone, and he immediately blows their excuses to smithereens and says, "It was ratings that got me fired." Has anyone ever been fired for bad ratings on a Wednesday? This was his big...
So yeah, look, Jimmy's got the battery back in his back. It feels like he has the backing of Disney, and I think behind the scenes, Disney will fight his battle because of the boycott that Disney were getting. And yeah, man, it seems like media is being targeted, and we're seeing a pushback. Like I said last week, Colbert and Jimmy are two of the last big remaining late night hosts, but they seem to be pushing back to Mr. Trump and what his party represents and that side of politics and stuff. We're also seeing South Park. So there was an episode before Charlie Kirk was killed. They had an episode that kind of like imitated him with Cartman, so that's on Paramount. But I believe they pulled it off Paramount, but I'm not sure if it's back on there. But they've got a South Park have a new episode coming out, which is going to be talking about like the new stuff and Israel's influence on America and stuff like that, which is linked to Charlie Kirk and stuff. So there seems to be a lot of stuff happening in media that we haven't seen, or I haven't seen in my lifetime at this scale. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. I need to watch the South Park episode. Trust me, I mean, South Park have been going against Trump for a very, very long time. South Park is one of my favorite TV shows, and it's just hilarious what they've been doing. And yeah, the clips from this new episode it just looks too funny. So I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, that's the latest news on Jimmy Kimmel. He is back. He's back on his late night show. It's good to see him back. Even though I'm gonna say that I don't tune in all the time, but there have been some interviews that he's had that I've liked. And yeah, man, you know, I'm in the same world as Jimmy, and I want to be in a position where I can speak my mind and on topics and on things and not feel you're gonna get fired or you're gonna be blackballed or anything like that. So yeah, salute to Jimmy. Well done for the people fighting. And of course, if more news comes out about this, I'll be keeping you guys in the loop. But let me know in the chat what you guys think about Mr. Kimmel and everything that's going on in the world of media. All right, cool. Before I get into my next subject, I was actually supposed to follow this on from the Hawkeye stuff because it does sit with Marvel, but Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out next year. It's going to be before Avengers Doomsday. It's supposed to be a really big film, and we got confirmation this week that Marvin Jones III is going to be playing crime boss Tombstone in that film. Now, Tombstone is a well-known Spider-Man villain, and I think this guy is perfect for Tombstone. And not only is he perfect, I think he's going to be the funniest Tombstone that we've seen, because he was in a DC TV show. Oh, what was it called? Black Lightning. That was it. So it says it here. Black Lightning. And he played Tobias Well, who was a villain in that show. And let me just show you what Spider-Man could potentially be dealing with here.
You never seem to age.
Well, a vegan lifestyle mixed with a little yoga really does work. I keep saying black folks got to get off of that fried chicken and watermelon Kool-Aid diet. Plus, I do my best to stay out of the sun. Look at this electrified idiot of a Negro here, looking all supercharged.
By the way, this is a TV show. This is a DC TV show. This is not a spoof or anything. This is Black Lightning.
You know, Red, you may actually have to earn your money. On every church and business, every crap game, massage parlor, even Rip Shack. Squeeze these darkies till they crack. Are they singing? They are singing.
Yo, this guy gives Uncle Ruckus. I don't know who hates being black, him or Uncle Ruckus. Let me know in the chat, because this guy is a live action Uncle Ruckus. When I saw this on Twitter, I could not stop laughing.
These church-going Negroes always praying and singing and praying. They all want to go to heaven, but none of them want to die.
No, they don't.
Let me rephrase. Sit your weak monkey ass down. All the people of freedom learn that the Pierce family is the chocolate-covered Incredibles.
Oh, man. This guy he's too funny. He is, yeah. Oh, someone in the comments said he's evil by default. Trust me. You just look at him. And you're like, yo, My man is he's just born to be a villain. So yeah, man, look, it's just I was just touching on that quickly. Marvin Jones III is confirmed to be playing Tombstone in the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. And yeah, man, it looks like Spider-Man's got a lot. He's got a lot to deal with in that film. All right, cool. Keeping it under the Disney umbrella. Apologies that it's all Disney, but it just, all the news is coming out. I've never seen this. Check it out. It's called Black Lightning. Fun. It is too funny, and his character is hilarious. He has a lot of one-liners that are just quality. So yeah, we had a new trailer drop this week, and it's for a Star Wars film called The Mandalorian and Grogu. For those who have been tuned in with Star Wars over recent years, The Mandalorian is a massive character. I think season 1 came out in 2021. Fan favorite. Pedro Pascal playing the Mandalorian, and Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. And they've had 3 seasons so far. And next year they are teaming up for a movie, which is also going to star Sigourney Weaver and a few other guys. You got Jeremy Allen in there as well. Still don't know what the plot for it is, but yeah, Star Wars, any Star Wars project I'm gonna be tuning into. Even though I will say that my Star Wars hype isn't what it once was. I think similar to Marvel. I think with the last 3 movies that Star Wars had, and I think there was the Boba Fett TV series and stuff. Yeah, it just kind of feels like they've watered down the IP. But hopefully, with this movie, there's also a new Star Wars film coming out. Andor, which is out on Disney Plus as well, really good TV show. So they have had some good properties. Rogue One, another banger. But yeah, hopefully with this kind of could put the Star Wars movie back on track, and I think it's very smart for Disney to bring the Mandalorian to the big screen, because the Mandalorian and Grogu, they are both well-loved characters. This is coming out on Memorial Day next year, so this is, Disney are going to be putting a lot behind this. But do you guys think that a television series can bring much to a theater experience? Because it's very difficult in some circumstances for a television show to break onto the big screen. Normally you see it like they did with the Breaking Bad, El Camino. Like, it didn't go to cinema, but it was a feature film on Netflix, and it had that whole Netflix feel. But to bring it to the big screen, IMAX, all of that type of stuff, it's it's a big jump from a streaming show. So I checked. The trailer looks cool. It didn't get me super excited, but of course I'm going to watch it. It's Mandalorian, Grogu. But yeah, it's kind of strange that normally we see movies come out with Star Wars, and then Easter eggs or elements of those movies trickle down into TV shows, where this time around it seems to be the reverse. It seems to be a television series now going to the big screen, which I don't know if we've seen done before many times at this scale. But yeah, do you guys think The Mandalorian and Grogu could bring back that Star Wars hype? I remember when the most recent one, the first reboot, was it not Rise of Skywalker? I can't remember what it was. But that trailer was like, everyone was super gassed. And then just like over time, the hype for Star Wars has kind of died down. So do you guys think that this movie could bring back The Mandalorian, can bring back Star Wars to the heights that it was years ago? We're going to amazing. Just worried they're going to screw up the movie the other way around. Yeah, this is it. I think the Mandalorian and Grogu definitely suits better as a TV episodic show. Half an hour, 40 minutes, you can tap in and tap out. I don't know how this concept is going to work as a movie. It's going to be interesting. And then we've got the other way around. Movies can make great TV shows. Lord of the Rings. You know what? that Lord of the Rings TV show, I've heard mixed. I've not watched it, but I've heard mixed opinions. I've heard that season 1 and season 2 was rubbish. I've heard season 1 was rubbish. Season 2 was banging, which was great. And I've also heard both seasons were really good. So it'd be interesting to see what you think about the Lord of the Rings TV show in Prime. I still need to watch that because season 3 is coming out soon. But yeah, look, Mandalorian and Grogu, unfortunately I can't play it on stream because, like I said at the top end of the show, I'll get copyright strikes. And yeah, man, got to start earning money on YouTube, and you can't with copyright strikes. But yeah, this is coming out Memorial Day next year, so it's 22nd of May 2026. This was the teaser trailer. Going to be interesting to see how they deal with the marketing for this and what future trailers have in store for us. All right, cool. So that was that. So Lord of the Rings is Unreal. It's locked back into that. All right, cool. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna start doing some throwback reviews actually, and stuff that I missed out on. So I'm gonna chuck the Lord of the Rings TV show in there, in one of my shows once I've caught up with it, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I've missed out on, that I could talk to you guys about, and if you've watched it, we can have a good conversation about it. Cool. All right, we're getting to the second to last news segment, and this one's quite an interesting one. It's quite a big one as well with what's going on at the moment in the world. But yeah, we've had 1,200 industry names rejecting the Israeli film Boycott in an open letter. So the likes of Lee Schreiber, Mayim Bayek, Deborah Messing, Gene Simmons, basically have opened I think Sharon Osbourne as well, she's put a name to this list, is basically pushing back against the boycott of the Israeli Film Institution. Now, I don't even have enough time on this show to even go through all of it, but the long story short is that a few months ago, there was a petition signed by major A-list actors: Emma Stone, we had Joaquin Phoenix, Riz Ahmed, Mark Ruffalo, Ava DuVernay. The list was super, super long. And basically saying that, us as actors are going to start refusing to work with companies that are tied to what's happening in Gaza. And this has caused a massive, massive cultural split within the industry, on the internet, in the world, because this is the first time that I think that we've seen people actually picking sides and pushing back. So this is kind of, I don't get this letter of pushing back to that other open letter, because what one side is doing is wrong, as we can all see. So are these actors for what's happening in Gaza? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, Liev Schreiber, he played Sabretooth in, I think, the X-Men movies. Loved him as Sabretooth, but it's quite upsetting to see him, part of this letter. Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm just reading here. Yeah, so that was it. So they had 4,000 signees. So that was the one for pro-Palestine, and over 4,000 signatures. So I mean, this one, 1,200, has been dwarfed by the original the original letter. But I'm not going to read what it says. If you guys want to read into what's being said, you can do that. But yeah, this letter doesn't make any sense to me at all. I've got a comment here. Deborah Messing is such a loser. I can't this just makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And yeah, it just creates further divide that is unnecessary in the industry. So yeah, I thought I'd highlight this quickly to you guys. I will read more into it because I know there's some stuff happening over the next week, but this literally came out just before I was going to my screening, so I quickly added it, and I thought I'd let you know. Yeah, I'd let you know about this. But yeah, I'd say this isn't a good look, man. You can't, what's happening in Gaza, you can't be coming out and saying this. Like, it makes no sense to me. So yeah, I'll probably have more to say next week when I've read into it. His name is a hint. All right, cool. We are getting to the last big news story of the week, or of the week so far, and it's to do with Harry Potter, man. And not the new Harry Potter that's currently being filmed, but J.K. Rowling and Emma Watson. Yeah, man, it's a long time that we've seen Emma Watson in the limelight. It's been many, many years. She's kind of taken a step back from not acting, but just being in the limelight. I know she's been doing some stuff behind the scenes, and she's been actively online and posting stuff. But she recently did a podcast episode with the Jay Shetty podcast, and she basically opened up about a lot of what she's going through in her life, what she has been going through. She does also touch on what's happening now in Gaza and how she feels within the entertainment industry, and she also speaks out about J.K. Rowling. For those of you who don't know, J.K. Rowling wrote and created the Harry Potter films, and basically boosted Emma Watson to another stratosphere. She played the character Hermione, one of the 3 main characters in that film. Many, many, many years later, they've kind of parted ways, blah, 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 blah. And then J.K. Rowling online on Twitter just starts coming out about trans people and her viewpoint on the trans community and what she feels about it, and ruffled a lot of feathers, and a lot of people that she's worked with. So, and one of the people were Emma Watson, and she came out on Twitter and backed the trans community. And also she didn't like directly like attack J.K. Rowling. She kind of like did it in a way that she was talking about her without talking about her. So yeah, this happened around 2020. And Emma Watson, in a nutshell, basically said trans people are who they are and deserve to live their lives without being constantly questioned. And since then, J.K. Rowling has been speaking out a lot about the trans community. Like any time that I see J.K. Rowling trending on Twitter, it's because of that. And yeah, so this is quite a really open conversation. The podcast is about 2 hours long. But what I will do is I will play a clip from the podcast episode. Where can I do it here? Hopefully this works. There we are. All right, cool. Let me make this on the big screen. All right, cool. So this was just a short 1 minute segment on Emma Watson on J.K. Rowling.
Could ever cancel her out or cancel that out for anything. It has to remain true. It is true. And this is where this like holding of these, I just don't know what else to do other than hold these 2 seemingly incompatible things together at the same time and just hope maybe they will one day resolve or like co-join themselves, and maybe accept that they never will, but that they can both still be true. And I can love her. I can know she loved me. I can be grateful to her. I can know the things that she said are true. And that can be this whole other thing. And my job feels like to just hold all of it. But the bigger thing is just what she's done will never be taken away from me. So
it looks like, she she is she's had a lot of time to reflect. Yeah, the Jay Shetty podcast. Wow, it's got 1.2 million views. And even in this podcast episode, she talks about way more things than just J.K. Rowling. But you know, it's you could tell she's had a lot to think about, and she's moving with a lot of grace. You know, there doesn't seem to be hate in what she's saying. She's basically saying, look, I can disagree with what J.K. Rowling's saying. I don't agree what she's saying, but at the same time, I can also, you know, I am appreciative of what J.K. Rowling did for my life and did for my career, and she still feels some sort of gratitude towards J.K. Rowling. And I think further in the podcast clip, so that was only a minute. She actually said that she's upset that a direct conversation was never held. A lot of things can be solved with a conversation. Look, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, what J.K. Rowling is saying is nasty. Like, you shouldn't be saying that stuff on the internet. But to then come out and start attacking people who are protecting a community of people doesn't make any sense, you know. And it wasn't just Emma Watson. It was Daniel Radcliffe and a few others that she came out against. So Emma Watson seems to have had a lot of time to think about fame and what it brings, because that's what the podcast episode is about. And yeah, it's just really nice to see, you know, someone moving with such grace with such a subject of what's happened between her and J.K. Rowling, and someone that put her on a platform that she probably would never have thought she could reach, because that Harry Potter franchise sets her up for life and sets her family up for life. So yeah, that was if you want to watch it, it's the Jay Shetty podcast. It's about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And yeah, she talks about a whole load of stuff that she's been thinking and just fame and the monster that fame is. Just checking the comments out here. She also spoke out about Gaza. Yes, she did speak out about Gaza. I was looking for that clip on Twitter, but I couldn't find it. But she does speak out against it as well, which is great to see, man. You know, we're actually starting to see notable people using their platform for the right thing. So yeah. All right, cool. That is it for the news sections for tonight, guys. So what we're left with is I'm going to have 3 reviews. And the first review, the last episode aired this week. And this is for a series that I never thought I would enjoy as much as I did. But it's for Alien Earth. This is a Disney Plus television show, or Hulu, which is on Disney Plus here in the UK. And guys, this is one of the best TV series I watched this year. Now, Alien Earth is part of the Alien franchise. So, you know, you're probably thinking to yourself, how does Alien work as a TV series? And that is the same question I had prior to watching this show. I was like, okay, all the Alien films that we've seen have been on a ship, very claustrophobic. You know what's going to happen. They're going to get chased by a xenomorph, and that's, you know, and the other things happen. They also had Prometheus, which is in the future. Actually, let me see the Alien timeline. Let me just quickly see the Alien timeline. So Prometheus is further ahead in the future. And then last year there was Alien Romulus, which was kind of like not a reboot, but like a soft reboot, I would say. And I enjoyed it, but it definitely felt like Alien 2.5. There was a lot of stuff that it borrowed from the old films, but it delivered it in a very solid and structured way. So this Alien Earth is set before the Alien films that we've seen. So Alien Romulus, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. But it comes after Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So Prometheus is the oldest film. Alien Covenant, and then this Alien Earth. And basically it just follows a mysterious space vessel that crash lands on Earth, and a young woman and a group of other people make a fateful discovery what is on board this ship, and they come, face to face with what we know that what the Alien series is all about. But there is a lot more to this series than just a xenomorph chasing people, and that really surprised me because the film's scope goes much further than just being on a ship. In addition to that, I thought the acting was absolutely superb. So the group of people that are being chased by a xenomorph, or they're trying to find certain things within the series, they're actually adults, but they're playing kids. So something happens in the series and they basically are kids in adult bodies, basically. And I have to say, like, their performance was absolutely outstanding. It was frustrating to watch at sometimes because there's some moments that are happening in the series and you're like, why are they acting like this? And you're just going to the script or whatever. But you forget, like, these guys are kids. Like, they're making kid decisions in certain scenarios. And I felt that all of them portrayed their versions of kids really, really well. I have to shout out this actor here, I think Babao Cisse. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. UK actor, but he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm not gonna say what his role in the series is because I don't do spoilers, but he superb. Another actor I have to say who did really well is this guy, Gurav. Now, his role in the series starts off a bit, not much to him, but when you get to the final episode, geez, his range, another fantastic performance. So this show, all the episodes are out now, so if you are going to watch it, just go straight to Disney Plus, because if you type in Alien Earth, you will see spoilers online. And this was just a great 8 episodes. Each episode was roughly about 40-50 minutes. There's so much packed into it. There are a lot of Easter eggs that I probably didn't catch. So this weekend, I'm definitely going to be checking out those pages that do the breakdowns and what you missed in the series and stuff. But yeah, guys, look, this gets the Lowery stamp of approval. This is a great show. It's not boring. It still keeps that claustrophobic alien feel to it, but it does expand the universe and it gives them a load more things now to work with. So we had Alien Romulus last year. We've had Alien Earth now. We're starting to see certain pieces of the puzzle connect, and they could probably take the story further, maybe further than Alien Resurrection. So Alien Earth, all episodes are out now on Disney Plus. Definitely go and watch this. You won't regret it, man. Someone said I've consistently scrolled past it. Might have to. What? Look, one thing about you never scroll past an Alien. You never scroll past an Alien film, and now a TV show. So yeah, definitely check that out if you've got Disney Plus. All right, cool. The next TV series I'm going to be talking about is Slow Horses. Guys, Slow Horses is back. Episode 1 of season 5 is out now on Apple TV Plus. Apple kindly gave me the whole season to watch. Now, I've been so busy, I haven't managed to watch all 6 episodes, but I have watched half of this season so far, and I think they're on for another banger. This is one of the best TV shows you will watch. If you like British dramas, you will love this show. Gary Oldman plays one of the lead characters, and it's basically, I feel like I've spoken about this series so much over the years, but I'm going to keep repeating myself because I love this show so much. It's based on a book called Slow Horses, and it's basically about a dysfunctional team of MI5 agents that have been all dashed away to a place called Slough House, or Slough House as they say it in the series. And each season they just find themselves being tangled into something that is going to affect the whole of the UK or the world or London or different parts of the UK. And yeah, each season they're having to deal with a threat, and each season that's gone by, the threat has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And so far in this season 5, the threat is as big as ever, man. And they definitely seem to be tackling more of what we're going through actually a little bit in modern times. So there seems to be a reflection of society, even more so in season 5. Definitely get stuck into things a lot quicker, definitely a lot darker, but still keeps the same brilliant acting. The best thing about Slow Horses is the character development. Honestly, some of the best characters you will see on television right now. Gary Oldman is the standout, but you've got Jack Lowden in this, who's also another great actor. What's my thing frozen? And also you've had some actors in previous seasons come in and out. So you had Hugo Weaving in the last season. So he played Agent Smith in Matrix. So it was cool to see him in the last season. But yeah, guys, this is another banger. If you like your British dramas, spy dramas, this is definitely one to see. Slow Horses season 5 is out now on Apple TV. It's there's 6 episodes, so episode 1 released yesterday, so it releases once a week. Probably this time next week I would have seen the whole season, so I might give my part 2 to that, just a quick highlight over. But yeah, definitely check out Slow Horses if you haven't. And yeah, all right, cool. We are moving on to the final review of the night, and this is for a movie coming out tomorrow in cinemas, and it's a big one. It's one battle after another. So this is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro. We've got Tiana Taylor, who's a singer / actor now. We've got Regina Hall, Wood Harris. Who else is in this? I'm missing a name. No, I'm not missing a name. But those are the actors that most of you will know. And yeah, this is being tipped as one of the best films of the year. Some are even saying one of the best films of the decade, past 5 years. It's been given a lot of hype online. I've watched it, and I can confidently say this is a good film. Definitely one to check out in the cinema. It's basically it follows Leonardo DiCaprio's character called Bob, or Bob as we say in the UK. He's basically part of this revolutionary group of people who want to make change in America, and they do it via drastic ways. And it gets to a point where he's kind of feeling some type of way of the way they're doing stuff, and he ends up having a kid with Tiana Taylor's character, and she basically parts ways with Leonardo DiCaprio because he wants to stop and look after his daughter now. They've got a family, this is what they want to do, whereas Tiana wants to continue the revolutionary push. So they part ways, and then we skip 16 years, so their daughter is now 16 years old, sorry. But then basically someone from their past starts chasing them 16 years later, and it's all about them trying to navigate this new world, trying to dodge who the evil enemy that they faced 16 years in the past. It's a long film. It's about 2 hours and 41 minutes. I would say for me, the first 40 minutes of this movie, I was ready to check out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I went to the cinema with the missus, and we both looked at each other. I looked at my watch and I was like, "Yo, what are we watching?" It was so it was like things happening at like 100 miles an hour and not clicking or making sense. And I just found myself with each minute going by just tapping out of the film. It was very in your face. There was some random things happening and I was like, why is this happening? You know, it's a bit annoying. It's a bit OTT, all of this stuff that's happening. But then there is a moment in the film where everything starts to click and you start, then my frustration was with the film started to die down a bit. And then once I locked into what was happening in the film, guys, it becomes a real joy to watch. Some of the best cinematography you'll see this year is shot in VistaVision. So if you can watch it in the VistaVision cinema, definitely go and watch it because you'll get the real experience from the movie. It's shot in I can't remember the format, but it's not a widescreen format. So it's kind of watching like an old school television, like a box format throughout the whole film. Acting as you would probably feel like the acting was great. Leonardo DiCaprio was, he rarely misses. Tiana Taylor was actually good. Now I've seen her in previous movies and stuff, and you kind of feel that she's always playing herself. Like you can't look past, you can't see the character that she's playing, and she's always Tiana. But in this film, she actually does break that wall, and you start to see less of Tiana. There are elements in the film that she is kind of playing herself, but I felt as the film developed, she started getting into the character a lot more, and you didn't see Tiana. So I felt she was great. Benicio del Toro, brilliant as usual. Great addition to the film. Sean Penn. Sean Penn in this film, he's on something. He is on something in this film. Again, I don't do spoilers in my review, but the things that he does in this film and some of his quotes in the movie, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, is this actually Sean Penn saying this type of stuff? Absolutely hilarious. Regina Hall and Wood Harris, they kind of have like low-key roles. Like they're in the film, but they have low-key roles. But yeah, the film mostly centers around Leonardo DiCaprio and his daughter. And yeah, like guys, definitely recommend going to watch it in the cinema. Don't go for a late screening because you will feel the runtime. I felt the story that they wanted to tell, they could have done it in about 2 hours. 2 hours 15 maybe. But that first 40 minutes for me, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I forgot to mention, sorry, Willa Ferguson, who plays, Chase Infinity, who plays Willa Ferguson in the movie. So she plays the daughter of Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Bob. She's brilliant. Really, really good. And I've not seen her in a previous role before. So she's one to definitely look out for. And, but yeah, great film. I think it will be in the running for some awards next year. And there's a brilliant, absolutely fantastic chase scene in this film. The cinematography, I think that is probably top 3 highlights in the film. This chase scene was just the technicality of it was out of this world. So yeah, I give this a thumbs up, man. Definitely go and check this out in cinema, guys. One battle after another in cinemas from tomorrow, Friday the 26th of September. And yeah, that is it for the show tonight, guys. Again, apologies for starting 15 minutes late. I did come from a screening. But yeah, let me see. I've been looking forward to this movie. Yeah, check it out. One battle after another. It's probably going to be packed tomorrow in the cinemas because there's a lot of buzz online for this film. Oh, someone talking about slow horses. Whenever I see Gary, I can't unsee Sirius Black. Yo, Prisoner of Azkaban is the best Harry Potter film. No one can tell me otherwise. And yeah, his portrayal of Sirius Black was... Gary Oldman he doesn't get spoken about enough. He is such a fantastic actor. Every role I've seen him in, he just always delivers and beyond. Like, he's just amazing. I'm just checking out the comments here. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys joining in for the show tonight. I'll be back next week, same time, a bit earlier this time, be 9:30, not 9:45, not unless I have another screening. But yeah, if you missed part of the show, clips will be out tomorrow. Don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. I've got some good content coming out over the next few weeks. Thank you very much for tuning in with the show tonight, and I will catch you next week. Have a good evening, have a great weekend, and yeah, peace.